Hello everyone, my name is Mimi and welcome back to my channel where I like to talk all things beauty, fashion, style, and sometimes DIY and vlog. So today's video is going to be a tutorial. I'm going to show you my old technique for doing my under eyes to cover up my darkness and my new technique for covering up my dark circles under my eyes. The old technique makes my eyes look older and drier and more aged, and the new technique is just more lightweight, still covers the darkness, and makes my under eyes look less crepey, less lined, and younger and smoother. So if you want to find out how I do my under eyes, what products I used, what powders, and the difference between the two, this will be completely in depth and I hope you enjoy. So please keep watching. I am coming to you with no makeup on my face, just my eyebrows done, because I want to show you the difference between using the difference that different techniques and products on your under eyes, how using certain products can make your under eyes look darker and more crepey and more aged, and how other products can make your techniques can make your under eyes look beautiful. So first I want to start with the way that no longer works for me personally, and I'm going to zoom you in so you can see this. So for both looks I'm going to be using this concealer. This is my favorite concealer. This is the Revlon Flex Wear concealer, and it is the shade, I believe, medium tan. The little sticker that says the color is no longer on here, so I believe it's medium tan, or it's their cool medium shade. I'll look up which one it is and have it linked below. But first I'm going to start with this. And I'm just going to do one eye so that you can see how this makes the under eye just look, it ages the under eye. You'll see what I mean. Now I'm just going to let this set for a few minutes. Okay, next I'm going to blend this out, but as you can see before I blend, I have put this all over my under eye. That is a lot of product. And also on the edge of my eye here, a lot of product. So now that I've let that set, I'm going to blend, and I'm just going to use my finger. And I'm also blending this up right into my lash line. And the reason why I let this set is so that it becomes a thicker and I get more opacity out of it. You'll just see that this is just a lot. Okay, so I have that blended in, and like I said, it's a lot, and I am going to let this set for a few minutes before I go in and put on my powder. If you try to powder this wet, while it's wet, it'll just become a blotchy mess. So you want to let this dry down before you powder it. So I will be back. Okay, I'm back. I've let this dry down, and so that you can see how much this has settled in all my fine lines and exaggerated them. When I close my eye, you can see that it's gathered in my hood. That's normal, but you'll see that it's a lot because I used a lot of product. And you can also see how this exaggerated all the fine lines in my under eye in comparison to this one, which looks a lot less crepey and a lot less lined. Like, the concealer has exaggerated everything. So I am going to use a Q-tip to kind of remove some of the creases. And now I'm going to use my finger to kind of smooth everything back out. And now for the powder, I'm going to be using the Coty Airspun powder. This is the extra coverage powder. This is a very dry powder. And once I powder my face, my eyes with this, you'll see, it exaggerates everything even more. Put up my brush here, my puff right here with powder. Okay, this eye is done. And as you can see, it looks concealed, brighter, but also older and creppier than this eye. So that's what this eye looks like. Let me put on my glasses so you can really see how heavy and unsmooth it is. It looks very textured. It works, but it looks very textured and dry. Now for this eye, I'm going to be showing you the way that I have been doing it that looks spectacular. Okay, now that I showed you the previous way, the first way that I did my under eyes, I am going to show you the current techniques and products that I use to do my under eyes. I mean, the difference is exceptional. I mean, completely exceptional. It really does minimize fine lines, wrinkles, and dryness, and it's all in the products and the technique. Now for both, I still used my same Revlon Flexwear concealer, but otherwise everything else is different. The first step in the new technique is to use an eye primer, and this eye primer is the NYX Ultimate, and it's in medium tan, because this primer I'm going to use all over the darkness under my eye and also on my eyelid, because this primer is tinted and the tint will act as a color corrector, and then because it's a primer and it's sticky and it's meant to grip product and hold it in place, it will help to hold the pigment of my concealer in place so that I use less and there's less creasing. So let's apply this first. And I'm going to use a lot of this. And then I'm going to let this set down for a few minutes, but you can already see that on this eye, that darkness is already neutralized just a little bit. So I will be back once this sets to show you the technique that I use to apply my concealer, because it's a little different and you probably haven't seen it before. Okay, now that that has dried down and gotten tacky to the touch, that's what I want, I'm going to show you how I'm going to apply my concealer. Do you see that darkness, that obvious line of separation between my normal color and the blue-gray tint under my eye? I'm going to apply my concealer in little dots right on the bottom edge of that triangle. Just like that. And I'm going to let this set for a minute, and then I'm going to show you how I'm going to blend it. Okay, I let that concealer dry down for a few minutes, and that's to help it get thicker so that it will have more pigment payoff. And so now I'm going to blend up towards my eyelashes. Now, next I'm going to powder. I'm going to show you what type of powder I'm going to use because it's not the same powder that I used in the first scenario with the older way I used to do my under eye. But before you ever powder concealer, you need to let it set. So I'll be back in a minute or two. Alright, I let that dry down for a minute, and now I'm going to check my eye to see if there's creasing, because you want to remove any creases. If you leave the creases, the powder will set them in place and exaggerate them. So this method, I have very little creasing. Because I've used so little product. And just remove the creases and blend in with your finger. I don't have any creases on my under eye. And now I'm ready to set. Now for this method, because I don't want to make it look dry and crepey, I want it to look like skin. I found that the best setting powder to use for this is the Neutrogena translucent setting powder, the Hydro Boost one. It's a hydrating translucent setting powder. This is phenomenal. Let me show you. This is probably one of the best powders that nobody is talking about. It's great under your eyes. So that's the powder color. Let me put a little on my hand so you can see it. Now, this shade is probably too light for, is too light for darker complexions. So I wish they had two shades. I wish they had this one plus a medium deep shade, because this color isn't gonna work for everyone. It works for me because my complexion is cool and medium, light medium, and the lighter end of medium. And I'm just loading this puff right there. And now I'm going to set. And I also like to load the edge, that flat edge of the puff, and you'll see why. Let me show you why. Because I like to take that edge and press into my creases. And there we have it. That is one entirely set eye. This eye will go nowhere. And look how the color darkness is corrected, but the creasing isn't exaggerated. It just looks like pretty skin. Let me show you what it looks like with my glasses on. And that is the new way that I correct my under eye circles. Okay everyone, I hope you understand the technique that I was trying to show you. So if you like this kind of video, give me 2 thumbs up, like and subscribe, and tell me how I can improve in the comments. Please comment if you like my videos, and please subscribe. I'd love to have you come back and keep watching my videos. My name's Mimi, and I will talk to you later. Bye bye.